Ken, it's starting hot, buddy.
Oh, no. What are you doing? Are you in love but arguing? Then it's time for another episode of The Afternoons with Josh, Ken, and Amanda. A silly look at Josh is annoying.
It doesn't matter when you listen, Ken, as long as your wife loves you but doesn't like you.
It's always the afternoon.
This is a live podcast recording, by the way. We might occasionally look into the cameras.
Yeah.
We got Ikaika, the Hawaiian hunk, on the ones and twos. But this also is released as a podcast Friday mornings.
Yep.
So some of you, in fact, most of you, more of you actually, listen still on the podcast form. My name is Ken Dapsak, and you may have been witness to part of something pretty serious. Woo! Wow. Take us through it. Hi, Amanda. You look great in green.
Amazing.
I
green.
love this
Just
green
fantastic.
color on you.
Again.
Green and blonde. It's like a royal combination here.
Oh, thank you.
I'm trying to butter her up because she did not look happy.
She walked in and just gave me this look like I ran over the dog.
We don't even have it.
We don't even have a dog. That's the crazy part is I ran over a dog, but I don't have one.
Yeah. It's just one of those days.
I literally
happened?
did nothing.
No, he didn't do anything.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
You call.
Yeah. Did you get her pregnant? Yeah, you
I
did.
did.
Yeah, he
Did
got
do
me
that.
pregnant, which is exactly what I wanted, but
Yeah.
I'm just having a day, you know?
Yeah.
I told Josh when I walked in, I always love him, but I don't always like him.
I literally have done nothing today but
And
work.
but then
I've done is work
But then I said,
for this family. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I did a morning show. I worked on a one sheet all day.
It's a great one sheet.
I did another live stream for Van Control Football,
I
and
saw
now I'm
that.
here
come on,
doing
he's
another
having
show.
fun all day.
Mark,
Yes.
was I not working all day today?
You were working your ass off today.
Thank
Josh.
you.
Thursdays, Josh is busy.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
his busy day.
We're busy every day. And then
Yeah,
We're
Croc
busy
Boxer.
every day.
Josh he loves doing this though. This isn't like hard for him. This is like this is fun for him. So I just imagine him over here like
It's also a lot of work. It's also yeah. That's exactly what happens. That's exactly.
Yeah, when I
happens.
walked in here today, that's all I saw was Josh like bang, 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 bang. I got to be careful. I don't want to defend Josh too much and incur the wrath of a 9-month 9-month plus pregnant woman. I don't want to upset you.
No, I know he's working hard. I know he is. He's literally done nothing. I said to him, "Don't you have days where you just don't really like me?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I don't tell you that." Well,
Yes.
this is the whole point.
But it's
though.
like so
I'm at
few and
least
far between. It's not like I
honest.
walk into to a show and I'm like, you look.
This is great. I want to dive into this a little bit, and this
ahead.
is dangerous ground. Grace is not here to defend herself. I don't want to say anything out of turn or anything that's secretive. But sometimes, yes, I get the same thing. I'm just like, you're really annoying. I'm just playing MLB The Show. Yeah, you're really annoying when you do it. So I tell her I would never say that to you.
Thank you, Ken.
Amanda, is that just the price we pay for being the penises?
I think so. Because I also think we just know that you would react better. So I don't know.
And look, we're talking in a very heteronormative kind of normal relationship. I would die to see other kind of relationships out there, what the dynamic is too. And if you're in chat, I want to know that stuff because my perspective is man-woman here. But I feel sometimes that's it, that she just looks at me and is just like, I love you. You do so much. You keep me safe and warm and supply a lot of warmth and food and cook dinners for me.
Yep.
I just don't like you.
Yeah. It's kind of that whole thing like, do you guys, everyone listening, I know everyone can relate. Does your partner ever just, like, their breathing bother you? Like, if they're breathing too loudly, are you like, or chewing their food too much? It's like,
Josh,
like
your
you
defense?
love them, but you're also like, God, they're the worst, but also amazing. I just, sometimes I have days like that. Mainly recently because I'm heavily pregnant and uncomfortable, and I just feel like
Let me
I'm
circle back
over
here.
it.
Josh, don't.
Let me just
Well,
circle-
we're getting Vincente Delgado in chat says you're playing with fire.
He's not.
Robbie
wrong.
Mason says relationships are fine in theory. I love that one.
Here's the thing. is that about 9.5 months ago, I said, I don't think we should have a kid in a pandemic. And now 2 weeks out from having a daughter.
Yep.
Okay. So I would like to also say that there's two sides. You wanted this just as much, if not
You're
more.
right. You're absolutely right. I'm not complaining about being pregnant. I love being pregnant, but it also
You don't love
that's
being
not
pregnant.
true. I do love being pregnant, but I can love things that aren't easy. It's not. It's hard being pregnant. I can still love it, but not find it to be easy or enjoyable. I fell in love with you.
Oh,
Ikaika, hit the fucking soundbite. Jesus.
I give you
If that
permission.
was, if that was ever a time for a soundbite.
I had to.
Now you gave me
I
permission.
set it up.
Here's
I
the
set
thing
it up
about
too well.
drops, Ikaika. For me, drops. If you hit it at the right moment, it's perfection.
Yeah.
All right, so free reign. Nat in chat, Josh says this. Maybe it's because guys don't pay much attention in general, and I think Nat might be right.
That's actually a really
Christy
good
McGee's
point.
got an amen Amanda going in chat.
Yeah. Listen, I support my wife in everything all the time. I make her dinners. I'm always lovely to her. I would the other day I have this weighted club. It's like a golf club and it's weighted and I swing it around the house. And and Amanda just looks at
All
me.
the
She's
time.
like, "Enough." Okay? Listen, I never said those words to my wife. I've never gone enough to her ever.
Because I don't do
Ever.
anything repetitively like that. What do I do? That's like,
I mean, I'm not going
Over
to
and
go
over
on.
and-
I'm not going to
See?
go on air.
please do.
He's
I don't.
sitting on it, and I understand. He's sitting on it.
I would love him to go on. Say something.
I got
do.
told last night, I don't like the way you sleep on your pillow.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've ruined money a pillow with sweat, Ken.
Yeah, the pillow
Yep.
thing. I actually I bought
Isaac
some new
Aguirre
pillow.
says, "Don't speak, Josh. Don't speak. Don't speak." You're
Here's
right.
the
You're
thing.
right, Isaac.
I know that, like, I would say one of the biggest things right now that probably really drives Josh crazy, and he would never say anything to me, is my sleeping habits. But there's nothing I can do about it.
No,
I'm
I-
in so much pain at night that, like, I know it keeps him up, my tossing and turning. But there's truly nothing I can do. I used to go out to the couch to
Yeah,
avoid
to avoid
keeping
it.
him awake.
Or night terrors, yeah.
But now it doesn't matter where I lay. I'm still just in so much pain. So it's like I dread going to bed at night.
Yeah.
And I get so excited to wake up because I just want to have an excuse to get out of the bed and not lay down anymore. But I'm so exhausted. It's like that whole
Yeah.
thing of like, I'm so tired, but I have nowhere to lay down comfortably.
Yeah.
And I know that's not enjoyable for Josh because it does wake him up at night. But there's just nothing I can do. I would love to have the solution is getting the baby out. That is the only thing that might fix it.
That might be it,
And
yeah.
then we're not going to sleep at all. But at least we have a different reason.
Let's be
I mean,
good.
I don't care about her sleeping habits. I can sleep through a freight train accident right inside of our apartment.
That's true.
right.
I mean, I'm a sound sleeper. Once I'm asleep, I'm asleep.
Yeah, but my moving, I'm like a lot bigger now. So when I move, it's like,
It's not as bad as you think. It's not as bad as you think. Because I know as
That's
soon
so
as
sweet.
I move in the bed, you're like,
That's so sweet.
so I try
that's
and
just because I'm not even asleep. When I'll go to bed at, say, I don't know, 10 p.m. and I have no problem falling asleep.
Right.
But then I'll wake up feeling like, oh, nice. I got like a nice long stretch. It must be like at least 4 a.m. Then I look at the clock. It's 12:30. I'm like,
Oh, no,
no, I have
Yeah.
to do this for like 6 more hours. I can't.
Sammy Leon Mendoza says you need to build up momentum to switch sides.
That's, yeah. You
Yes,
just gotta,
absolutely.
Well said.
It takes me a good 3 minutes to get to the other side.
And our boy Senior Film threw in a super chat
Oh,
in there,
Senior
and
Film.
then he's a legend. Thank you, Senior Film. I didn't say anything in the super chat, but then responded with, "Macuga, get out of there! It's a trap."
Oh, Chad is on fire. Chad is on fire.
Yeah.
Chris West, who provided candy for your wedding.
Yes, he did. Chris West from Molly and Pop.
Is
My
is
favorite candy.
saying
My favorite.
same
candy.
stuff. Well, where did that comment go? It was so great here. Oh God, where did it go? He has several in here, but Chris admitted he gets into trouble. He says I'm hiding in the corner right now. Oh God, he had a great comment. I'm so stupid.
Well done,
I'm so
Ken.
stupid. I'm so stupid.
I wish
You
there
know
was a
it's
way to
stupid.
search comments. Like,
Yeah.
type in,
keywords. Speaking of key chats, if you're watching the show live, you can donate to the Good People Association. You can also go to streamlabs.com/goodpeoplegpa. A portion of the proceeds right now going to our buddy, in honor of our buddy Graham Butler, was a founding member. And we're a charity fundraiser for Fairy Bricks UK. There's a GoFundMe at the top of this chat. There's description in the YouTube video, all that kind of stuff. We miss you, Graham. Good stuff.
Yeah, and we appreciate Wednesday night. You guys, we're going to be able to make a very good donation that Brent and Eric from Shinedown are going to match. So we appreciate you all doing for that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going crazy. And Chris asked me, I always don't want this to be a super, super live chat discussion, but everyone in chat, Josh and Amanda, are so freaking good.
Yeah, they're good.
But
They're
Chris,
just
I got to
good.
tell you, he says, does Grace ever find Lego or Star Wars toys in the bed? No, they're not allowed in the house.
Ken has a shed.
I have a storage shed.
Oh, that is so good.
And-
If I started finding Legos in the bed, I'd be like, what is
And
going on?
what I do have, you guys have been in my house, my living room. We have the dueling piano living room.
Yes, yeah.
Which was her idea, by the way.
I love that.
But all the stuff, she'll just sometimes come into that part of the living room to stare at the stuff and go, so when are we going to get rid of all this? I'm like, we're not.
Well.
And she goes, do you have room at that office? I'm like, we don't. We do not.
We have less room here than in your own, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think I let Josh have it for a while. You had your set in there for a while.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The set.
The set, which was
kind of his version of his.
But the Bo Jackson posters came down
oh,
fast.
they came down real quick.
Oh
in the
yeah.
bedroom.
Oh yeah. No. But the set, you had the set. That was enough. That was enough. That was.
Oh, man.
Now he doesn't really have anything but his bathroom.
Now
I've
we
got
can,
Bo Jackson cards in a drawer. I do.
You have a
and,
Bo Jackson painting in your bathroom.
I do have a Bo Jackson painting in my bathroom. And my
Anything-
Seinfeld painting
Yeah,
in my
Where you
anything
want
he
Bo.
wants to hang, I tell him he can put it in his bathroom.
Josh, when you're going tinks, do you stare at that poster and go, Bo Jackson says hello?
He's behind me, so it's on the wall behind the toilet. So when I'm peeing, I look at him and I think, here was a ball player.
There we
Okay.
go. Kristen McGee, thanks for that super chat. Going to help out our buddy Graham. Kristen McGee's on fire in chat today, too. She's just clapping.
Our girl, Anka Van Duren,
Anka Van
just
Duren.
put the letter H in a super chat. Thank you, Anka. Anka also, we were talking about my screaming yesterday on the Good People Live.
We got to be able to. Did we play that? Did you play that on
We-
Positivity?
What, the screaming?
Yeah.
Oh, no, her screaming, her singing.
Yeah.
I did not play it, but it is fantastic. If you go to her Twitter, I've retweeted it as well. She gives an opera scream. It's pretty good. It's pretty solid. It's
Whoa.
what they call the Dutch scream.
I'm just so impressed with the Shinedown fans that have adopted
Embraced.
these weirdos in the corner here in GPA and Amanda. It just means a lot. I mean, I was thinking about this too. I was telling Grace last night. I was like, it's so fun. Most of the Shinedown fans that are interacting with us are women.
Yeah.
So our chat has this
That's awesome.
wonderful energy.
It does.
This wonderful family energy that we don't have on other YouTube shows
No.
because it's mostly dudes going, your take on Batman sucks.
Yeah.
So it's
Anime
been nice.
is real, you dumb idiot. I
is
know it's
real.
real. I just can't do it. My ears and my
can't do it.
eye holes don't work with anime.
I can't do
just
it.
don't.
I can't do it. I've tried. I mean, I love Robotech, but that's a very Americanized. They literally took Japanese anime and turned it into an American TV show.
I like how you say anime. Like
I know
you're-
that
That's
sounds
like-
really beautiful.
like
hello, my,
manga-
my Aunt
Anime.
Sharon.
Manga, Hawaiian kid.
It's the hunk. The Hawaiian hunk.
Am I
Aloha.
wrong? Am I wrong about that? It's anime more than anime.
I always say anime, but it could be
Like he's got the
anime.
Dr. Mario just to rub it in my
Again,
face.
oh
Oh,
god,
nice.
what's going on with that?
I stink.
For those listening in the podcast, when we cut to Ikaika, he has a green screen, and on the back it's Dr. Mario.
Yeah. And I've been playing it on Twitch every now and then. Thank you all for tuning in to the Twitch. It is part of work, babe. I'm not just over here doing a Jock Jams entry every day.
Okay, sure.
bam.
You're sure having a lot of fun when you're here. Every time I call, he's like, "Oh, just stirring the crock pot. Oh, just playing some video games."
That's
I'm like,
that's
"Oh,
work. That's work.
Wow, that sounds hard.
Look, we've got long.
I know he works hard. I know he does.
For 17 years, I got crapped on by people in an industry where I'm a punchline of jokes, even though I did dangerous, amazing things to help people. I'm happy that I have a crock pot to watch Josh Stewart right now.
See, we've made it, guys. We thanks to all of you. We have somewhat made it, at least for the next few months.
Yeah.
We have made it, and we appreciate it. And that hot crock pot is, I mean, it had a blowout with Sinead this morning. I mean, she
Yeah, big
got
fight.
set, huge fight.
Big fight.
Sinead and the Crock-Pot do not get along, and it is a scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm with her. I don't like trend cooking or whatever, but I love a crock pot because it's the easiest thing. You can act like you're a real chef,
Yeah.
but you just throw a bunch of crap in a crock pot and it does it itself.
It slow cooks it.
You don't have to do anything, and then when you're done, you're like, look at this gourmet meal I just made.
Slow cooking.
Robbie Meeson says it perfect in chat. Hashtag Crock-Pot 2024. You're right. She's bold. She's strong. She has never failed us, even with hot ham water. I didn't give her enough time to make the ham.
Ew, hot ham water? Is that what you called that?
That's
After,
kind
but
of-
then it was
yeah,
split pea soup
yeah.
the next morning.
It was good.
Yeah.
Emily Benoist with the super chat says, "My aunt Anime is a lovely woman."
Yeah, Emily Benoist.
Yeah,
is
there
that
you
Supergirl? Isn't
It is.
Is
It
that
is, yeah.
Supergirl? Emily Benoist.
Yeah.
Isn't that her name?
Yeah.
Oh, her. I think she has the same last name.
Yeah.
I don't know what Supergirl's first name is.
I think
Melissa.
it's Melissa Benoist. Thank
Right?
you, Ken. Well done.
I've never even seen
nice
2
last
seconds
name.
of that show.
I watched a whole first half of season for TV Talk,
Yeah.
and that's when I walked into Dennis Sen's office and I said, "I'm done doing this. I can't do this show anymore. I'm out." And then TV Talk got canceled 2 weeks later.
I love that stuff. I love it. Just Jennifer Motto with a super chat. Thank you, supporting our friend Graham, who listened to Shinedown all day today after yesterday's GPA Live. This girl did amazing. That's awesome.
Shinedown is fantastic.
I love that kind of stuff because it can get frustrating. Where like my friends Alex and Molly, they do Star Wars Explained, and they have whole careers based around talking Star Wars. They threw up some Indiana Jones videos, and people were like, "Get out of here with that." And it's just like you
Insane.
get pigeonholed. And
Yeah.
so I understood on TV Talk where you're like, there's so many great shows that I could talk about, but the
Yeah.
clicks are
Certain.
Jessica Flash and the
Yeah.
Green Bowl.
Yes, and that's my bad on me. I mean, I don't know. I just couldn't do it.
I
but
don't think it's your bad.
It's sort of
I'm
like
with
how,
you.
it's sort of like how Amanda comes in and she's like, "I love you all the time, but I don't like you right now." Right? It's like I like TV all the time. I just didn't like that show.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel, you feel for people that are in sports, right? That want to talk about something else one time, and there's like, "Hey, why don't you talk about the NFL?" Like for us, it's like, "Hey, you shut up and talk about what we're used to you talking about. Don't even try anything else, you big dum-dums." And then we start the Good People Association, and here we are, a group of good people that we are all talking about whatever we want, whether it's love,
Good
affection, music, smoothies, pregnancy, a beaver. We've got it all. And tomorrow
Nice beaver.
is just, if you are listening to the podcast today on a Friday, and you want to go watch the Positivity Report, tomorrow I have a person coming on that Amanda introduced me to,
I'm
just via
intrigued, yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Her name is Lonnie Pike, and her Instagram handle is gray hair and tattoos. Her email, very similar. Okay? I don't want to give away your emails. Like, shoot,
Yeah,
I shouldn't have
jeez.
said that.
What are you saying?
That's the joke, though. You want to know Tom Cruise's email? It's tomcruise@gmail.com.
Guaranteed. He just filters out the spam. I guarantee, David Bowie's. I can say this now because unfortunately
No,
the man passed away.
okay.
He was my buddy. I had his email. It was really simple. David.bowie@gmail.com.
Didn't he? Remember at one point in the 90s he had his own internet server?
Yes.
My roommates all signed up for that because
Yeah.
they're big Bowie fans, and I was too, but they were like, we got Bowie net. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's the internet?
what is this?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But Lonnie is coming on tomorrow's and today's Positivity report. And I just can't wait to talk to her. She's like a breath of positivity. She's in her fit, and it goes kind of back to the Ken talking to Scott Mance
Yeah.
and saying I can't be talking about Star Wars into my 50s, and Scott Mance saying,
Why? Why not? Why not?
so you can talk about and be whatever you want for as
love
long
that.
as you want.
That's true.
We posted a video a couple weeks ago of a guy 99 years old hitting a golf ball, 100 years old hitting a golf ball, 101 years old hitting a golf ball, 102 years old still hitting a golf ball.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wow.
You can do it. I don't want to live that long, but you can do it if you do.
Speaking of being whoever you want to be, I watched that Palmer movie last night.
Yeah.
And I finished
Palmer.
it.
Oh, did you finish it today?
Which
We only had
one's
like
this?
10 minutes up. Justin
Yeah.
Timberlake?
Justin Timberlake. Okay, I know.
T-Lake?
Justin Timberlake, honestly, he's talented.
He's good in
He's
this movie.
really
He's good.
talented.
Let me ask you this question.
I
He's-
don't want him
he's a
to be,
handsome
but
guy.
gosh,
Two
he's
two years
so good.
in, you be saying you're annoying.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I don't
Yeah.
even really find him that attractive, to be honest. But
I think you're lying in front of Josh.
No, I'm not. I swear. I'm really not. I never have really found him to be.
Do we have,
I mean,
like,
I
a
loved
liar
NSYNC,
button?
but I never. No, I really never was like, ooh, Justin Timberlake. He's so hot. I just.
See, there you go.
But
Thanks,
he's
EK.
incredible. I do love his music,
Perfect.
and God, he's a good actor.
He actually is a very good actor.
I don't disagree with that at all. I've talked about this before, but like I remember when Lady Gaga first showed up, and I was just like,
pronounced Gaga.
Lady Gaga. I was like, who's this idiot in meat? Who's this idiot in meat? Kids these days. Then I saw
Their
her.
meat dresses.
Yeah, then I saw her on SNL, and I was like, that was been long and well.
I know.
And it's a lesson when you get
I'm
older
with you.
too, of just like, calm down, calm down.
Yeah.
Don't hate crockpots, Amanda. Just enjoy the meat.
Look who's
Yeah.
here. Look who's in the chat. Dad Williams says, fun fact, Palmer's directed by Fisher Stevens.
Fisher Stevens.
Oh, I did see that. I don't know who
cleft-
that is,
he's
but
got
I
the
did see that
clefters.
name
He's got
in the credits.
in his chin, like you.
Yeah, underneath this mop of gray
Yeah,
hair.
Mom, you can still see it if you look hard enough.
What else?
Thad's
did
watching. That's
Fisher
good.
Stevens do?
Yeah, what did Fisher Stevens do?
He was a big '80s actor, kind of
Ah.
a
Let's look
Rat
him up.
Packy type of era. Thad, take notes on some stuff here in the studio, okay? There's gonna be there's
Oh,
gonna
look,
be a fee for you.
got
Don't
that
worry about
guy.
it.
You've
Yeah.
seen him before and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Fisher Stevens.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I loved it. I thought it was just
a
such
sweet,
a
sweet, amazing
beautiful,
story.
sweet story, and I've fallen so in love with this little boy in the movie.
Palmer.
It's on
So
Apple TV.
It's the story of a
Arnold
gentleman making iced tea and lemonade.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Palmer, the
Mm-hmm.
story of Justin Timberlake and chasing Arnold Palmer's record of most golf clubs made in the Latrobe area outside Pittsburgh.
There you go.
No, it's a beautiful story about acceptance and childhood and bullying and life and
That's
you
great.
know Louisiana,
I love
all of that together.
I thought the little boy was just
Laura
so.
Palmer.
They made him such a positive, like he just loved who he was and wasn't going to change for anybody, and I
Okay.
loved that. Even though he was bullied,
I love that. That
he was
sounds
kind of like I'm.
like a good story for good people.
Yes, he was like, I'm just gonna be who I want to be, and if no one's seen that before and they can't accept it, well, then I'll be the first to do it.
love
This
that.
lovely little
was
kid,
so
his name
sweet.
is Ryder Allen.
Oh,
and in this
so
little headshot of
cute.
his, does he not like kind of resemble a young Corey Feldman?
Yeah, yeah.
Little
Oh,
Corey
kind
Feldman
of.
in Stand By Me, kind of?
Kind of.
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
adorable in it. Juno Temple,
She's
also in it. She
also
plays
amazing,
the meth-riddled mom,
and
who's
always
great.
plays the crazy.
Yeah.
But she's so good.
And
I loved it.
The breakout star is Alicia Wainwright, who is the teacher.
Alicia
and
Wainwright.
she is something. She's fantastic. What? You said you didn't like me? I'm gonna run into it.
I didn't realize you had the hots for her.
I thought she was very attractive.
Look, man.
Oh, interesting.
Look, man. That's not fair.
Yeah, I walked right
That's
into
not
it. Ken.
fair.
Okay, first of all, I'm not walking in being like, I just don't like you, and I want to go bone down on Justin Timberlake. Like,
Bone down.
I didn't.
Is that a term we're using?
I don't know. I just I
Bring it
didn't
on,
want
bone
to say
down to
bang.
Bone Town.
Come on, bone it down, bone it down.
I didn't want to say bang.
This fall
But
on Bone Down.
I'm not like, wow,
David
I don't like you, but
Boreanaz.
you know who I have the hots for? Especially when your
Say it.
fat pregnant wife is sitting next to you. You don't say
Whoa,
you have
whoa,
the
whoa.
hots
Oh,
for
I-
someone else.
I didn't say I had the hots. I was like, I think she is.
You say that is what you said, basically.
See, and again, this is a male female dynamic. I totally know. I'm just talking about that perspective. But like Grace and I, Grace is she's bisexual and has dated women for a long time. And here's old schlubby me. So we'll be watching Game of Thrones.
Well, Kenny know about
and
this.
Indira Varma, Ilaria Sand, Pedro Pascal's paramour in the show,
Oh,
comes
yeah,
walking up,
she's
and Grace
a
goes,
babe.
"Oh, she's a real dish." I'm like, I don't know what you're seeing. I don't know what's
I'll
going on.
agree with Grace.
I'm waiting for swords.
And by the way, Dum Dum, you're not fat. You are pregnant and you are gorgeous.
That's
okay?
right.
Okay,
See?
also, I am a little fat, but it's fine. It comes with pregnancy. What am I
it's
going to do?
Getting on down to Bone Down.
It's a ballast weight. It's
a
you get-
ballast
it's,
weight.
it's like
I'm
a
not going to be this way forever. I hope. I
No,
mean,
you're not.
I
got the
feel,
Peloton.
I feel like I'm going to be this way forever. Like I still
No,
can't
yeah.
wrap my head around the fact that I have a baby inside me and she's going to come out in a matter of weeks. But
yeah.
She's
I
in
hope
there.
she
She's in there
does.
doing what Amanda thinks I do at work all day. She's just like,
Kick.
this child already, not even born into this world yet, is already making me a complete like anxious basket case. And she's not even here yet. I
gotta be
really
fine.
worry about
You're going to be on
who
that.
I'll become and how Josh is going to handle that.
I had a blackout like this afternoon where I was thinking about, man, I hope I don't like forget something in a diaper bag, and then all of a sudden I'm stuck at a McDonald's waiting in line for spicy chicken McNuggets. My baby like just goes nuts, and I'm like, I don't have the binky.
You will do that 100%. I think every
You
parent
need
does
the
that.
binky.
Every parent forgets something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because I'm like OCD and neurotic, I'll probably have packed your diaper bag for you.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, that's
Amanda
gonna be great.
Amanda texted me on Tuesday. She's like, we should pack your hospital bag tonight. I'm like, okay, and that's 3 weeks away. But
Yeah.
Well,
And you know what you
know,
said to me was, you
could be
want to
go-to.
time me? Like,
yeah, you wanna
like
time
how
me.
fast you
close,
can do it?
close, snacks,
First
close.
of all,
you
you
gotta.
think
A Game Boy.
You think it's 3 weeks away. Anything can happen.
anything
I
can
don't
happen.
know. I'll tell you what. Walking up and down our stairs today, I felt like she could have fallen out. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, you got to be ready to go, Josh. Water could break.
Boom.
You got to like Ben Stiller to begin a Royal
Yeah, we
Tenenbaums.
don't
Do that
know.
fire alarm.
Oh,
test.
yeah, that's good.
It's on her terms.
I
We
think
don't
what
know.
you should be doing, to me, I think it's actually kind of a funny idea, is like middle of the night, just wake me up, like do kind of like cried wolf kind of a thing, just to see how quick I can get things ready to go. Test, fire drill.
Yeah.
No.
No.
All right.
I think get that bag
Then I
packed.
then I wake you up for no reason.
Kristen McGee says she arrived
Lose.
3.5 weeks early.
Whoa.
Wow. My niece arrived 3 weeks early too.
I
I was
no.
told that she's quite large right now, which I don't really think is accurate. I mean,
Sammy Leon Mendoza says, my last one came 6 weeks early. We had nothing ready. Well, I will say this. Amanda,
man.
Amanda has had everything ready. She saw that she was pregnant on the test, and then the nursery was built the next day.
pretty
That's
much.
true.
I wasn't that early, but I was pretty early. I waited until
This is coming from
I
the
knew
woman
the
who
pre-
I said,
excuse
after
me,
I proposed.
I waited until we knew that it was a healthy pregnancy.
It's true. I will say this. After I proposed on December 11th, okay? And I said, let's start planning the wedding after the new year. Well, let's enjoy this little bit of like engagement time, and then we can start to...
That's true. It was
On
fast.
December
planning.
18th, she's like, we're going to have to do hit. And I was like,
Okay, you said planning. You didn't say decision making. I didn't put anything in
Let's
writing
go
until
to
January.
the refs behind the board. Ika Kashaiba, the Hawaiian hunk, Mark Riley on the ones and twos on the bar mic.
Hello.
Are planning and making decisions the same thing? Mark, remember who you work with every day versus who scares you more. It's a trap.
God, let me look at my notes real quick. Planning and making a decision, I would say, are not the same thing for me. Because planning is, you have to weigh all
Andy
these
Kaika?
options.
What do we
Yeah,
think?
Thank you. Okay.
Thanks, Mark.
Mark.
But he's
Well,
right.
no,
it's
well said,
true.
Mark. It's good. Mike Todd says in the chat, talk about splitting hairs. Yeah. Thanks, dude. Trying to win one battle here today.
I think you're not going to win. What,
Ever,
didn't
anything.
someone say something to you? Or someone said something in the chat or something last week, I think, that was like,
It's a trap.
you should know that a penis is always wrong or something.
Oh, right. Yeah,
I forget
totally.
who said
Yeah,
that.
that's
but-
true.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Points go to Amanda, says Jennifer Mattel.
Well, always points.
Thank you.
Always go to Amanda.
Yeah.
Always go to Amanda. Right,
It's the
babe?
way. But it's the best way.
they do.
Yeah.
It's the best way.
It's the best way.
You know, it's what old Kenny No Bother says. I came out on the day I was supposed to arrive with no labor, wrapped in the umbilical cord. The doctor was like, literally said the words, "This baby should be dead."
Oh
And here
my
you are.
gosh,
And I was
Living a
just like
dream.
this. I was like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Look at you now.
Yeah, yeah, that explains it all. Amanda 10, Josh 0 says, "Nah."
Yeah. Thanks, bud. Yeah. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
The way that the doctors measure how big they think your baby is so ridiculous. Like they take a circumference of their head and they're like, yeah, she's definitely at 8 pounds already. I'm like, what? Meanwhile, our friends just had a baby
Yeah.
and they were told 3 weeks ago, before they had the baby, that he was already like 6 pounds. So he was probably going to be big when he was born. He was born at 6 pounds this week. Like
6 pounds.
there's no way to really tell. I do hope I have a big baby, but
You
I
come
don't know
out
if
like
I'm not lucky. I feel big.
around
She
6,
feels
7
big,
pounds.
but I'm not sure. She's 7.5 pounds already.
7.5 pounds. She's gonna come out like. Listen, I was 8 something. Ben was 7 something.
Yeah, but you were
remember what it
almost
was.
2 weeks late.
Yeah, I was 2 weeks late. I was in there just chilling.
Just
man.
like, this is great.
Oh yeah.
All this
Living.
embiotic fluid around me. Is that what it's called? Embiotic fluid?
Amniotic.
Amniotic?
Amniotic.
Embiotic is,
Yeah.
that's a good drink.
Yeah.
Ikaika, what you got?
I was 9.5.
Whoa.
9.5.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, he came out.
I would
hunking
love
it up.
a 9.5-pound baby if it was not vaginal. Sorry. But like if I
There's the V word.
if I have to have a C-section, give me that 10-pound baby for sure.
I watched these two doctors talk about vaginal birth the other day. I went down like a YouTube wormhole when we were talking about it, and I got to tell you, that is terrifying.
Is that like an ASMR channel?
No, it was
Yeah, what are you watching? Also, I asked Josh because
I mean, I was going to read the books, but I was like, YouTube's probably got a lot of info.
YouTube's got
oh yeah, let's trust that for sure. I
seemed
did.
trustworthy.
I did ask Josh though, like because we have a breech baby, so she's
What does that mean?
means she's upside down. So
right, and that's why
get
you're
to a
hoping
s-
for the flip. Okay.
It's
You
like
get to
a
a
beached
certain-
whale. It's a breached baby. So
Zachary
it's
Amanda.
on there just going.
No, it's not.
Oh.
She seems very comfortable where
Yeah,
she
she
is.
just living the dream.
But she typically, when you get to a certain point, which I have passed, the baby naturally makes its way head down because
It's like, it's time to
nature
go.
Takes,
Yeah.
it's time to go. Like it's time to
She's
exit.
packing up her things.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
Our baby's not doing that. She likes.
I
being
forgot my
head up.
toothbrush. Yeah.
It's a Macuga.
She is not in the correct position.
Yeah.
So we've obviously had to look at all of our options. And I asked Josh, like, how do you feel about a C-section versus vaginal? Because I have an opinion about it. But
Yeah, I would hope so.
I want to, I asked him and he was like, he just kind of looked at me like, how am I supposed to answer
Yeah, how
this?
are you supposed to answer that? Yeah.
And even my doctor, because he has to FaceTime into my appointments, he can't come.
Yeah.
So my doctor asked, like, Josh, do you have any input over FaceTime? And he's like, no, it's whatever she wants. And my doctor was like, very smart.
Yeah, what am I
very
supposed to say?
smart.
You know what? I
Correct
prefer
answer.
vaginal because it's like my thing. I'm like really into the vaginal stuff now.
Well,
but
of
like,
course, he was like, I mean,
but also like totally into cesarean, bro. Like me and cesarean, like Donnie Nickelback and and Frenchie McDougal's were hanging out. It was cesarean. It was cesarean's turn. I was like, bro,
Okay.
make the section. Make the section.
Make the
but of course,
section.
ultimately, he's like,
Make the section.
like, am I walking into something?
I mean, you
But
know.
also, like,
It's a
I
trap.
wouldn't be mad if you had a C-section. I was like, okay, of course.
I want whatever you want, but also there is nothing in my body.
Uh-huh.
Is every man that has ever gone through a vaginal birth has said the same thing. He's like, it's not great, man. It's not great. And so there is nothing in my body that's
Are
like,
there
man.
a lot of men going through vaginal birth?
No. That are like in the room for the vaginal births. Like my dad was like, it was a nightmare. And
That is so horrible. First of all, men say that, but in the moment, you always say as the woman, you're like, just keep your head up here, like don't look. When the doctor says that your baby's head is coming out, every man I know has rushed down to watch the birth of their baby.
Not this
so
guy.
You are so wrong.
babe, I have such a photographic memory. There's no way that ever gets burned out of my
So
head.
what?
Cody Hall's in chat.
It's not gross. It's
Cody
your
Hall.
baby.
Grant was 8 pounds, only 60 pounds less than his dad currently.
Cody's great. I want to wanger Josh pretty soon so we can see if Cody will win.
Yes. Great call. Great call.
Cody Hall, that's amazing, by the way. Cody Hall, did you have any opinions on the style of birth?
Yeah.
I think it's actually upsetting that men get so like grossed out by vaginal birth. First of all, it's
I mean, I'm not going to.
it's the woman you're having a child with, and second, it's the birth of your baby. What is gross about it? Or disturbing
Josh,
or
please
anything?
answer.
It's nature.
This is a trap.
Please
yes,
answer.
it is.
Please answer
'Cause
now.
You're being a total like
Oh, here it comes.
broy bro.
Uh-oh,
Ew,
here
I
it
hate
comes.
it. You're like, I'm not going down. Look at the vagina because
Babe,
that's disgusting.
It's
It
not
needs to be
disgusting. I
perfect and
just
tight.
that is not what it is. Okay, I watched. I'm not even. Don't say a word.
Your
Josh.
lawyer Thaddeus Williams is saying, "Don't
Thaddeus
say a
Broughton
word.
Williams.
Don't say a word, Josh."
It is. Women
It's
have
a
been
trap.
doing this for years and
little bit,
years
yeah.
and years, and there is nothing disgusting about it at all. It's a beautiful.
I never said it
It's
was
beautiful
disgusting.
and
I'm saying
miraculous.
I am there with you, being a part of the whole situation. Doctor swarming, me by your side.
What if I tell you that I don't want you by my side? I want you down there.
Okay,
I mean,
Then what?
then I'll go down there.
Cody Hall says, Josh, cut off your own mic right now.
Oh,
Oh my God! I'm staying
I
out
love
of this
that
one.
he says, I have a photographic memory. Okay, let's talk about the last conversation we had last night when you got toddler wipes and you said, where do these go for the baby? I'm like, we don't use toddler wipes on a newborn. And you're like, what? You didn't tell me that. I'm
Was
like,
there different chemicals in them?
I did. I
you're
did tell
supposed to
you
only
that.
use like water wipes, and that's my bad. I thought, well, yeah,
They're
okay.
like, they have fragrance and stuff. They're just not.
I
Baby, newborns have very sensitive skin, so you're supposed
Sure.
to use like the more natural water
Right.
wipes
You
that are
put
specific.
You put the
for-
helmet on. You put
Yes.
a cape. And
These
then-
are like toddler wipes that Josh uses. He's like, where should I put these for the baby? I'm like, I told you, like maybe 3 days ago, that the toddler wipes are not what we're going to use for the baby until she's a toddler.
He's planning ahead.
I'm planning ahead.
I'm trying so hard here.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks, Ken. Listen, I've never said, you know what?
Look, I got in trouble today because we're watching a tortoise.
Tortoise.
A tortoise.
Yeah, I
We're
saw
watching
that.
a tortoise for Kate Mulligan, and today I was like, I'm going to feed him. And I was like, Tommy Johnson is his name. I was like, I'm going to feed you lettuce. And I go, Grace, where's the lettuce? She goes, it's in the fridge. And I came back with cabbage. And I started putting cabbage. And she comes out, she's like, what are you doing?
Oh,
I was like, what? She was
no.
like,
Can
it's
they not
kale.
eat
Well,
cabbage?
it turns out he can't. But like, he's like, he has kale. And I was like, I don't know which one is which. So I imagine, Josh, I'd be right there with you.
See, like, I know that it's water wipes. I listened to all those classes. I didn't know that the toddler wipes weren't water wipes. I had no idea.
I told you they weren't. I said the last time we ordered them, we can't use these toddler wipes for the newborn.
I thought it was the other ones that I got at Ralph's, not these can-do
Anything
ones.
that says toddler wipes is for a toddler.
I was way off.
Thank you.
Michael Kotzer says, how about that Super Bowl?
Well, everybody, this is the Afternoons with Josh, Ken, and Amanda.
It's really just
we hope that you're
marital counseling, which we don't actually typically at marital counseling. Don't you like get to a point where you're like, I hear you and I see you. We don't. We just bicker and then it ends and we go home.
I
And
mean,
we're
here's
fine.
the thing: is that Ken was the officiant in our wedding, so it's only appropriate that he be here as our wedding.
Yeah,
counsel-
most
or marriage
pastors
counselor.
counsel the couples
Yes.
before. I didn't get to do that.
No, so now it's after.
Yeah.
Hey, Ken, everyone here wants to know where I got the rabbi. Thanks, Mr. Macuga. They want to know who the father is. You. I told them. They said, why does the father have a hot redhead on his side? I was like, different religion. Oh, man, that was great. We went through a journey. And the show can begin.
And we're here. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're just joining,
Can you bring the toddler wipes in here? Could we use them?
I use them for my own.
Yes. I'll bring the toddler wipes for you guys, especially with all this hot crock pot, and you're gonna need the toddler wipes. You guys definitely need some wet wipes. in
Unca
here.
Van Duren says, I really love Josh, but Amanda, she wins. She does. Listen, this is all in
love
good
Anka.
fun. I hope you guys all know that this is all in good fun. At least I hope, until we get in the car. And
Most of the time.
Most of the time. But seriously, I am here for anything childbirth related. It's all being said. I'm saying I don't know what I'm going to be like when I'm in the room when everything is going insane. Listen, our buddy Ranger Donald said in chat, Josh is scared of VR games. The birth room may kill him.
It might. And honestly, I'm more terrified for that than I am the birth of my child. Like I feel like she and I are on the same page. Like
Right.
we got this. And meanwhile, Josh is like, like he's gonna be
All right,
freaking out.
I'm sure this might get rejected. Can we send Ikaika with the camera into the room to capture some footage?
I asked Amanda, so are we going to live stream? Like, what's the deal here? Are we live streaming the birth? Or?
No, we're not going to be doing that. But
Oh, sorry, Ikaika. I know you asked for it.
Taking Streamlabs.
Take Streamlabs here in the birth.
Hey, mom and dad, you guys swipe up for my birth link. Go ahead. Here's the birth report.
no.
Someone's not too far from that, right? Someone's not too far from that. Oh, boy. Vincente Delgado says Amanda's going to beat you with your new wooden paddles.
Yeah,
That's true.
Sinead gave me a birthday present this morning for the crock pot. She and the crock pot were starting to make up, and then they got into a fight, but it's fine. They are Toy Story, like wooden spoons and ladles and spatulas.
oh, cute.
Yeah,
That's great.
So the next
is
time
so cute.
that the Hawaiian hunk makes a Hawaiian breakfast, he's got some spatulas to work.
Spatula
That is so
City,
nice of
Spatula
her.
City.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I love this. I think we're working out some stuff. Excuse me. I've got indigestion apparently.
Oh,
Ken,
the
here's
worst.
the thing: is that I always thought if I didn't get into this as a career, I always thought I would make a really good psychiatrist. I
Okay.
did. I thought I make a good listener,
it
a good
out,
conversationalist kind of a thing. And maybe it's just that I had a crush on Rene Russo in Tin Cup, which we watched a little bit of last night. And then it did pan out that later in life, Rene Russo had a crush on me. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Amanda's not going to let you finish that movie tonight, by the way.
And
He says she had a crush, but
Mark, Ken, would you like to?
The video's pretty clear. If Tobey Maguire hates him, Rene Russo loves him.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Josh is very likable.
Yeah.
Although
is a
not
very-
today.
Yeah, not today. But he is typically a very likable guy, unless you're insecure with yourself, and then you don't like him. That's the honest truth.
What does that mean?
I'm saying if someone is insecure with their own self, they usually don't like you
I think it's smart. I think it's good.
because they see you as someone who's like confident and loud and
Yeah.
big personality,
I
and
would
you're
agree
like
with that.
I'm not going to get into specifics, but I think I've seen examples of that.
Oh,
yeah. I know people that I could.
Mark, what are you laughing at? Yeah. It's good. But I told you when I first, not when I first met you, Jess, when we first started working together.
yeah.
I don't know if we would have been friends in high school, but because I am not secure in my position in high school, I would have been like, this Josh guy, he's the swim team captain. All the girls like him. All the teachers like him. I'm over here just, I would have been the problem.
He likes
Instead-
to be.
yeah.
He likes to be center of attention, which can bother people who are maybe insecure within
Right.
themselves because they see someone who's like, oh, well, isn't he so cocky? Like he's getting all the attention.
Sammy Leon Mendoza says, I love Josh. My husband doesn't. So there's that, I guess. I'll take that.
Yep. He's an acquired taste, but if you don't like
He's an
him,
acquired taste.
if you
maybe.
don't like him, then I think it's
Even the
it's
kike
you,
is
not
getting
him.
a good. Ikaika's good.
Ikaika's like, I hate him.
I hate the guy. I feel like Ikaika and I become best buds because half the time you guys
Yeah.
aren't here. It's just me and Ikaika. And the thing he's like, you want to play some video games? I'm like, I do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
It's work.
It's work. It's work.
It is work.
Josh
Yes, sir.
just doesn't have like a middle. You don't have like a middle of the line. You're like either way up here or you're down here. There's no like in between. So if you're someone who doesn't handle like high energy well, then you would be like, oh, Josh is too much for me.
Yeah, I could see that. It's probably why we've only been invited certain places like once, and then we see those people having things again, and Amanda's like, we didn't get invited. I was like, I think it's me.
That's a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode
That's
right there.
Totally, it's a me.
A
thing.
GP episode.
Yeah.
Kimberly G_85 says, just want to say hello. Amanda, you are glowing.
She sure
Aw,
is.
Kimberly, thank you.
We have great lighting in here too.
I'll say I don't feel great these days.
You
So
look
I
great.
will take any compliment because I so appreciate it. I feel I don't feel how you tell me I look, but I am very grateful for people giving me compliments because
You're gonna look back at those pictures. You've taken a lot of great photos, and I think what's gonna happen when you're in your golden years, when Josh is doing the chair dance by himself at a party, that he's provided, you're gonna look back and your kids are gonna be like, "Mama was hot. Look at Mama. Look at Mama. That's when she was like 6 months pregnant with me. Mama had it going on." And you're
don't
gonna be
know.
like,
I
"I was a looker."
guys, I hope so.
Rosie's mom
Although I
has
was at
got it going on.
I was at the bank today, and a woman was very sweet. She told me, your bump is so cute. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then
Bump.
when I was at the doctor, I was like, bump, this is not a bump. This is like a whole ball here.
Yeah.
But
Riley and I said that at the coffee shop. We're not allowed back.
Yep.
Turns out it was not a bump.
Yep.
It was not a bump.
Yep.
And then this sweet older woman at my doctor office, we got to talking waiting in the waiting room, and she was so sweet. She said, "You're very attractive." I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And she said, "You look very attractive while pregnant." I was like, "Oh, thank you."
Thank you, Grandma.
Not awkward, but
And
also
I was even wearing a mask. I was like, even with my mask on, thank you.
Yeah, see, it's the old guys at the coffee shop. You know, you're pretty hot for a pregnant lady there.
So I don't
Yeah.
usually go for pregnant ladies, but
I
you
will
are
say
something.
that I will
Is
say
there a gentleman calling?
Have you been to Musso and Frank's? I'd like to take you there.
men, the looks I get from men are more like, ugh. Like they're like, I don't think all men, which I understand because you guys can't really relate to pregnancy, obviously, but it is sort of like they'll look at me and be like, shouldn't you like not be here? Like, shouldn't you be in the hospital? Like, I think
Well, like we don't even understand the concept.
Yeah, like I think most men think like looking at a woman of my size should like not be on her feet or should be like in the hospital. Like,
I
like,
almost
we can't
have
be
to cop to
mobile.
that. And I haven't said it directly, but like wondering with Josh, like, you know, you're driving over here by yourself because Josh is here playing Dr. Mario or whatever. Sorry. I get in trouble every day, Josh. It's fine. But you know, I'm like in my head, I'm like, should we bring a camera to the couch and have just Amanda over there at the house? I don't know. So I could cop to that.
Yeah, I think because it's hard. You just see someone heavily pregnant, you're like, "Ugh, she's about to pop.
I just think back pain.
Meanwhile, I'm like, no, I actually like am moving pretty fine these days. I don't feel like I'm about to have a baby. Well,
You did the Peloton 2 nights
I
ago.
sort of do, but like,
Really?
I still feel like I can do things. I'm still like doing workouts.
I
and
did
stuff.
12 minutes on a treadmill this morning. I was like, that's good.
I do think I would love to have a camera on me while I'm on the Peloton, though. It is not a good look. And I can't really even ride. I think that was my last day riding it because my knees, my legs like hit my belly now, and it's not cute. But
Yeah.
I will say this is like, you know, there's sometimes where you see like a pregnant woman and you want to say something nice, like, "Oh my God, when you're due, you look so nice." But as a guy nowadays, you can't say anything to anybody as a man. As far like the world has just gotten to a point where like you can't compliment to a certain extent. Now, I'm not trying to be like weird here. I'm just trying to say you know, like back in the day, you could smile at a kid in a store, and be like, "Oh, your kid's so cute." Nowadays, I'm like, "What? You want to touch him or something?" Like, no,
I just want to get some.
I think kids are kind of cute. Like there are some adorable kids out there.
I don't think it's weird. I think it's the delivery.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the
Well, I'm not going to be
delivery.
like, "Hey, your kid's hot."
You want some of Chris West's candy?
I think if you saw a cute kid at the store, you could tell his parent, like, your son is so adorable. I don't think that's weird. If they found that to be weird, then
I mean, I guess it's all in how you look, but also, like, if I went up to Amanda, like, I would know she is pregnant, right? Because everything else on her body is very small, and she just has a large.
I wouldn't
bump
say very,
of a baby
but
coming out
sure,
of her.
I appreciate
right?
that.
Like you've always been very petite, and you know, and
Never
so
been petite.
I'm whatever.
He's trying. The man's trying.
I'm
I'll give him the
trying-
credit.
thank
He's trying
you,
so
thank you.
hard.
I appreciate it, but never been petite.
How this all started was I was going to say Ken, you could just go and put up a diploma in an office somewhere and based solely on this, be like, I'm a marriage counselor.
This counts as college credit for therapy
Correct.
license.
Yes, it sure
Yeah,
does.
I think it does. Kristen McGee in chat says this. People say the weirdest shit to pregnant ladies. I think that's the title of the book.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think that's
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should do that.
I do appreciate, I will say, I think my experience is slightly different because of COVID, being that I haven't had to experience, thankfully, people coming up and like touching my belly. That to me is so weird and so intrusive. Like,
Yeah.
if,
That's a nice thing
If
probably
I
about
weren't
COVID,
pregnant,
right?
would you come up and touch me? I just think it's so strange. So
right.
that to me has been kind of nice. No one's tried to touch me. Everyone's kind of just staying away because of the pandemic. But
Right.
most people are very nice and have any comments that have been made to me are very sweet. Like
Good
some
intention.
guy,
Yeah.
Yes, a guy at Starbucks a couple days ago looked at me and he was like, "Wow, any day now, huh?" Meanwhile, I'm like, "Well, could be,
F
but
you.
But
And
it is
also,
sweet. Again,
who's
he's
this
a man.
fucking
He
guy?
doesn't
Excuse
know."
my language.
Josh is going to go look at every Starbucks in the
I
West
will- I will-
Hollywood
listen,
area.
I've never been in a fight per se, but I'll punch a dude at Starbucks.
He was
Thanks,
really
Mark.
sweet. He was really
you.
sweet.
I will help you, Josh.
I will punch that man.
I think we're to Josh's point and to begin with Amanda's saying, maybe now, especially men, be aware we're saying instead of being like, if you feel the desire to comment on about the pregnant lady, don't be like, big, eh?
Yeah, but then you know he saved himself because he was like, "Wow, any day now," you know, and I was like,
Yeah.
But then he was like, "Well, you know, it's such a beautiful thing. Like this must be so hard
Sure,
for you
right,
during COVID." And I said, "You know, it's actually not. Like I've had a pretty positive experience. You know, I don't know any different." And he said, just make sure you treat, I think he asked me if it was a boy or a girl, and I said a girl. And he said, just make sure you teach her kindness and, love first.
I liked it. He's like, just make sure you tell her that Q is real.
He was
Okay?
like,
The
he
QAnon.
said really nice things. He's like, just teach her to be a good person. That's what it's all about. And I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very sweet.
Yeah, no, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Again, I think we being able to press pause and kind of take a look at just like the intentions and not holding someone to flame over intentions
Yeah.
is all. But also like the touching of the belly. Like if you weren't pregnant, I wouldn't come up and be like, "What's that feel like?"
I know. Don't touch
So
my
what's
abs.
the difference? Yeah, what's the difference now of like gunk?
It's so weird. I think it's so weird. I will.
Oh, you must work out and just like touching asses.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean-
although
what
Josh,
kind of baby is
Though,
it?
to be honest-
you are a toucher.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not.
To people we know. But see, this is the thing.
But I didn't go.
Most
I would
women-
never went up to Kayla or Candace and like grab the baby belly.
I think you did.
I did. Or Candace one time I was drunk,
All
and
right.
I was, and she.
Shocker.
As your lawyer.
But either
They are
way,
friends. I'm not going up
I
to
know.
a random woman
I
at a
know,
grocery
but
store and be
I-
like, "Ah, Gucci, Gucci, Gucci."
I know, but I'm saying. I know, but I'm saying. My point is that even when you're friends with someone, most women I know don't like it.
Okay, then I will. Yes, then now I know.
Yeah.
Even if my brother-in-law came up to me and like rubbed my belly, I'd be like, "That's different."
I mean, old
It just
Ben
feels
belly
so,
rubbing
it
Macuga.
feels So
Old Benny belly rubs.
it feels very intrusive to me. It almost feels like private. I don't know.
This
That's
is-
just me. Women probably love
This
it.
might be my favorite chat of the night. Mazi Agiago says, "Josh looks like he gives tight handshakes."
Oh, you do. You're a tight handshake guy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is a tight handshake guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, does anyone like a loose handshake guy?
No, that's the worst.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
That trips me out.
The limpy?
the limp fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not
oh,
good.
yeah.
I still kind of do.
Lauren Romo says, "When you think Josh can't make it any worse, he does."
He does.
Thanks, Lauren.
That is
I appreciate
kind of
you.
his motto.
Listen, if I can't talk my way out of it, I talk my way into it. Okay? If the hole can be dug deeper, give me the mouth shovel.
Yes,
and I will
that's
talk
kind
my
of
way
just-
down.
That is just kind of who Josh is.
Yeah, it's like if I was stuck in a well with somebody
Yeah.
and we had to talk our way to get out of it, I would keep talking and the water would keep filling up and we would just keep drowning more. So, that's me.
There you go.
I don't think you. I think you'd actually, in that scenario, you'd be freaking out.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't. A well? It's
You wouldn't
dark
be trying
down
to talk
there?
your way out
For-
of anything. You'd just be screaming.
Ranger Donald wants us to do forearm handshakes, and then the I do the pro wrestling handshake. The chat. A pro wrestling handshake is loose because it's letting them know that you understand what the business is about. That's a code, so I just naturally can do that.
Oh,
still.
that's creepy.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
because
that's
it comes from
interesting.
Carney stuff.
You shaking my
Yeah,
hand
I don't do
before.
it publicly too
Oh.
much, but a lot of times
Like
I'll
an
do that
insider
because it's like an insider
secret.
thing.
Okay.
I was just going to write in the chat that I don't trust a man with a limp handshake.
Well, yeah, it's the opposite, but like even Kristen McGee says this: keep those handshakes tight.
Yeah.
like
There we
so.
are.
Generally, yeah. But Josh looks like the one who's like, put her there, pal.
Yeah.
Come in there.
Yeah, like-
Well, I
you
was
might
taught
break a
very
finger.
young. Like when we were kids, my dad would always say, if you're going over to a friend's place, make sure you say thank you. Never open up the fridge without asking, and always give them firm handshakes. And my dad's like, this is how you shake hands. This is how you do it. And then when you go to church and in Catholic church, after the gospel or whatever, I forget what part of the church that's after the kneel part. You give the sign of the peace, and it's a handshake. And so, like when we were kids, my dad's like, make sure you shake people's hands very nicely. Know that you're giving them
Right.
peace. So I shake hands.
I look at it. We got a great handshake conversation. Mosey Asiago says handshake plus half hug shoulder pat. I do that a lot back.
these
Yeah,
that
pre-COVID
one,
world. I like that.
Boom, that one. Boom, that one.
I've always been a hugger before the pandemic.
Yeah, it's gonna change.
But yeah,
I mean, I'm a hugger too, like especially with men. And also,
Yeah, big hug guy.
Big like Scott Mance, big bear hugs.
Yeah.
And I used to be, if I know you, Tiffany Smith walks in, I'm like, hey, Tiffany, but I don't, and she hasn't said anything, but like I don't do that as much anymore.
Right.
I just like I don't want to assume too much from
Yeah.
anybody these days.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm not saying that bitter like some incel. I'm just saying it like, let's just not. And then the pandemic hits, and it's like now we're all definitely not going to touch.
Yeah.
And I'm good with that.
I mean, it's
which I'm kind of okay with.
I'm not taking the mask off.
Yeah, being that I'm a hugger anyways, I don't mind the non.
Did you see the flu? The flu went down like 130% this year.
Well, of course it did.
Where no one's breathing in crap.
And we're washing our hands. Listen, I've used so much hand sanitizer and washed my hands all the time. I mean, I'm snorting hand sanitizer at this point.
My nails are so brittle from washing and sanitizing. There is nothing my prenatal can do to build these nails stronger. They're like paper.
Yeah.
Everything is just dry.
Yeah.
Like
Cracking.
it's not good. But my hands are clean, so
Getting ready.
Well, on that note,
Old
old cracked hands Macuga over here. Nothing says.
Oh, there we go. Old hand sauce says my food tastes like hand sanitizer. And I think that's a good way.
I've sprayed that hand sanitizer like onto my face, just put it everywhere. I sprayed up my nose.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I think
say
it's smart.
spray.
Spray it up, Dale.
Spray. Uncle Joshy,
Uncle
can I
Joshy,
spray it?
up. Let me spray it up, Dale.
So I sent Josh before we go.
Butterflies.
I said-
Ikaika's thinking it.
Butterfly.
He's thinking it.
I sent Josh which you never responded to, but I sent him something on Instagram that said like, for all partners, husbands, spouses, like you need to take.
The photos.
Yes, you
Didn't
need-
I say it to you last night in the car? I read it and I was like, oh, then I will make sure that I am taking
No.
photos. Put it in the mental bank.
No, but anytime I need him to know something, if I see like a meme about it, I'm like,
Mm.
oh, I'm just gonna send him the
Yeah.
meme, and then he won't think I'm being a nag. And then I don't say anything.
That is
I don't
good.
say anything.
That is good.
You never really
Do
you never really like nagged me about anything except for slamming the door and closing the cabinets.
Yeah, that deserves a nag though.
Oh yeah.
The door slamming.
Okay. What do we got? We got Streamlab.
Streamlab Nicole Show. Our friend Brennan Marr says I find so many pregnant women attractive, and he says that very courteously. He says I think Amanda is gorgeous. By the way, I won't tell you how big my new cousin was. You might faint if you knew. Over under 12 pounds. Ikaika.
think-
Over under. Set the bar there.
12 is a lot.
That's a lot. I don't. Can a baby be 12 pounds?
My high school biology teacher was the longest baby in the history of the state of Ohio. Still to this day, I check it on it. Like
Longest?
she sent me a link. Like this was like right at the beginning of the internet in like 2000. I don't know when the internet started. Around then,
That
she's like,
seems
"Look,
right.
I'm still in the Ohio whatever longest baby in the history of Ohio. Not the longest, the tallest, or
Head to
whatever.
toe.
Yeah,
Tail to tip.
Yeah, what do you
Ikaika,
got?
what are you also the longest in Hawaii?
No, the heaviest baby ever born was a staggering 22 pounds.
Get out of here.
Born by a 7'11" mother.
Get out of here. Was
Where?
that one of those
Whoa. Yeah,
angels
where?
that came down and mated with women?
yes.
Does it say where she's from?
What? Where are women 7'11"?
At her home in Ohio.
Oh, that tracks. Because they got that. What's that theme park out there with the tallest?
Kings Island?
No,
Wow.
Cedar Point.
Cedar Point.
Yeah, where like the people pass out.
Yeah, exactly.
Most babies at 1 aren't even 22 pounds yet. Like
That
after a
is
year.
Huge.
Yeah.
22 pounds is heavy.
Good for her. Dang.
Way to go.
Yeah.
I would hope
okay.
that wasn't vaginal. I hate saying that word on this show, but you can't help it.
That
There's
one.
no other word for
I'll
it.
tell you what that one was. Spiritual. A lot of praying in that room. All right. On that note, I think we are 1 week closer to finding out all that will be revealed in House Macuga. Going to be a lot of fun. Thank you, everyone who super chatted or Streamlab. Portion of those proceeds go to support our friend Graham Butler. The GoFundMe in his name, set up by his family. Proceeds from that going to Fairy Bricks UK, and also Bricks themselves going to Autism UK. We thank you all for that. So that is the end of the show here. We're going to be back next week, right? But then we're getting close.
Yeah,
Next
I
week
don't,
might be the last one.
I know. It might next week might be my last week.
Okay. Crochet a blanket for her. We'll see you.
Put it on a pillow.
This is the Afternoons with Josh, Ken, and Amanda. A silly look at a pregnant world.
It doesn't matter when you listen, Ken, as long as you're always wrong.
It's always the afternoon.
do have to get Mark on.
Also, I did want